Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
A Freeport man wanted for murder is now behind bars. Authorities say he turned himself into police in South Carolina.
A morning dog walk in a popular local park leads to a surprise discovery. We hear from the witness who says this could have been disastrous.
And Nicor Gas holds a farmer's market for the state line. The other services the company offered that could save people money. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
A Freeport man wanted for a deadly shooting last month is now behind bars.
He turned himself in to police in South Carolina Tuesday. 35-year-old Jamar Mayfield faces first-degree murder and various weapons charges. June 19th, police say Mayfield shot and killed DeQuavion Jackson on North Greenfield Drive and West Stevenson Street in Freeport. Investigators believe Jackson and Mayfield knew each other. According to investigators, the shooting happened after the pair got into an argument. Mayfield should be extradited back to Stevenson County soon. His bond is $1 million.
We now know the names of 3 people killed in 2 separate shootings in Rockford. Early Saturday morning, police responded to Sinnissippi Park for reports of a shooting. Officers found 2 men suffering from gunshot wounds. 27-year-old Lewis Coleman was pronounced dead at the scene. 28-year-old Sean Tatum was taken to a hospital where he later died. 2 other people shot at the park are expected to be okay. Then Friday night, officers were called to Horsman Street. They found 25-year-old Keisha Lee suffering from a gunshot wound. Lee was taken to a local hospital where she died. No one has been arrested in either shooting. If you know anything, contact Rockford Police or Crime Stoppers.
Rockford police are also looking for the woman wanted in a deadly hit and run last year. 36-year-old Maria Juana Diaz Vasquez is charged with failure to remain at the scene of an accident involving death. Back in September last year, police responded to Rose Avenue and Montague Road for a crash. Officers found a motorcycle on its side. 2 people were lying in the road. The motorcycle's driver, Michael Soul, died. Diaz Vasquez and a male passenger allegedly got out of their car and ran off. If you have any information about where she might be, call police or Crime Stoppers.
A Rockford man learns how long he'll spend behind bars for setting fire to Burlington Coat Factory. 22-year-old Sean Cardenas was sentenced to 5 years in prison. He could have faced up to 20 years. Cardenas pled guilty to arson back in March. In May of 2020, Cardenas used a hammer to break into the Burlington Coat Factory on East State Street. He then used a Molotov cocktail to start a fire inside the store. After his release from prison, Cardenas must pay restitution, which adds up to more than $965,000.
A man's early morning walk leads him to a burned-out minivan. This is what's left of the car. Eli Peters was in Rockford State Park with his dog when he came across the Toyota's remains. The van was on the recreation path. According to Peters, flames were out, but the wreck was still hot. He also believes the fire could have been a lot worse.
It was very alarming. If we were in drier times, that absolutely would have resulted in a forest fire under the right circumstances. It was definitely on fire, and it was in the middle of the woods on a pedestrian path.
We reached out to Illinois Conservation Police for comment, but haven't heard back. The Rockford area housing market hits record numbers for June.
Nicole Delgado spoke with a new home buyer and a local realtor about the competitive market. Nicole, what'd they say?
Well, Eric and Mimi, they tell me right now it's a seller's market. The June price was up 6.2% compared to last year. The highest price point on record is $187,000.
So this was my first home purchase, and I did not realize all of the idiosyncrasies that come along with trying to find a house and all of the necessary due diligence you need as far as getting pre-approval.
Matt Becker and his wife Taylor have lived in Rockford for 15 years and now see the need for more space for their growing family. They found their dream house, but they didn't have luck getting it the first time.
Even though we have this house, we've been here a couple months now, we still look online just to see what's out there for inventory, and there's not a lot of houses out there, and the ones that are there are going really fast.
The Beckers saw how fast the home went when they put their first 2 bids in, with both being denied. But they didn't give up. Finally, they put in lucky number 3, and that bid got accepted.
What we saw year over year for the month of June was an over $11,000 price increase. So, you know, the market here throughout the region is still incredibly healthy. Inventory is certainly one of the big continuous stories that we're seeing, that it's so low, so it's still proving a challenge for buyers.
Northwest Illinois Alliance of Realtors, Connor Brown, says it's a seller's market. Nationally, the market has been cooling down, but for the state line, we haven't seen that cool down yet.
Keep in mind, we're still seeing price increases, we're still seeing huge buyer demand despite higher interest rates.
Some advice for new buyers is to have your pre-approval ready. Having an open mind, patience, and persistence is key.
The point that you have to have the pre-approval, that's key, but then maintaining the patience, you know, and understanding that it is a process.
Homes are spending less time on the market, too. In June, homes sold on average in just 15 days. Usually it takes 3 to 5 times longer to sell. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Nicole. A local utility company hosts a farmer's market in Rockford. It was held at Northwest Community Center. Fresh produce was given out courtesy of Nicor Gas. Nicor offered visitors food and information about its energy-efficient program. Company representatives also answered questions about energy assistance.
It's great that the community can come here, enjoy their time. They get to pick out what they would like to have for their fresh produce. We have volunteers here to actually help pick out the food for them.
Nicor hopes to hold more farmers markets in the future.
A tall piece of art is back on display in Rockford. The High Flight sculpture was placed inside the College Avenue and Seminary Street traffic circle. Christopher Newman created it. High Flight was originally installed in 2018 near City Market. After its loan period ended, Newman took it back to his studio, restored it to new condition, and donated it to the Rockford Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. The new spot was picked because of its high traffic flow and neighborhood appeal.
It is different in a neighborhood that is very open, and it's not got anything else around it that's of any size at all in connection with its own size. In fact, it's got roads, and then the only movable things around are cars that are going around the roundabout.
High Flight is part of the RACVB's creative initiative designed to spruce up neighborhoods through public art. Gas prices across the state line continue to fall.
At Woodman's in Rockford, the cost fell below $4 a gallon. Monday, the average price in Rockford was $4.67. According to AAA, that's a nearly 60-cent drop from a month ago, but it's still up almost $1.50 from a year ago. One man we spoke with hopes other gas station prices also start to drop.
Well, we'll see, because like I say, you know, if it comes down by lowering gas prices, hopefully it helps when it comes down to other needs so things can go down. You know, I've also heard that groceries is going to 0% now, so that's a huge plus.
Experts say prices should keep dropping, but warn an unexpected hurricane or production shutdown could change that. Once again, Mega Millions mania sweeps the country.
No one won the jackpot in last night's drawing. That sets the stage for a $1 billion jackpot Friday. It will likely be the nation's 4th largest lottery prize ever. While there is no jackpot winner, there's a reason to celebrate in Illinois. Some lucky player bought a ticket at a gas station in Hutley that matched 5 numbers. That's worth $1 million. No official word on who this person is. If someone matches all 6 numbers in Friday's drawing, they can opt for the cash upfront option, which is, as of now, just more than $600 million.
Congress is working to implement stricter guidelines to protect children's safety and privacy online.
Washington correspondent Alexander Limon shows us how the bipartisan proposal targets big tech, including social media.
Senators say big tech and social media companies are a danger to children.
Using its black box algorithms to drive destructive content to children, content about the self-harm, substance abuse, bullying, addiction.
Wednesday, a Senate committee worked on 2 pieces of legislation aimed at protecting children online. The Kids Online Safety Act is co-sponsored by Democrat Richard Blumenthal and Republican Marsha Blackburn. The senators worked with parents who told them they became more concerned about their children's online safety and privacy when the pandemic hit.
And they began to see that the enemy wasn't always outside the home. Many times it was inside the four walls of their home, and it was coming at their child off of a device.
The bill would crack down on sites and apps aimed at kids, requiring default settings for children under 16. Setting rules for how and where children's data can be shared, and limiting how much time kids can spend on a platform. And it would give parents and minors more control.
Provides them with tools, controls, options, safeguards to disable the addictive features, to disarm the algorithms and protect their information.
A third bill, the American Data Privacy Protection Act, would enact stricter rules for children and adults. All of the bills have bipartisan support. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Now, your first warned weather. Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, good evening. Welcome back. I'll tell you what, we are having a lot of fun out here in the Willamette backyard in Rockford for our 5th week of weather in your backyard. We've had some pretty nice weather these last several weeks and some great company, let me tell you. Probably one of my favorite ones to be out here. I have Mike and Bill. Now, Mike, your wife, Heather, is the one that entered the contest for weather in your backyard. You've had a good turnout here so far of people coming out. What has it been like to have folks come out and kind of enjoy the food from Salomones?
Well, it was a great evening with family and friends. The weather's been fantastic, and the chicken pescata, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, was wonderful with the other spreads that they'd brought us tonight. So we just had some great family time and an unusual guest, which was a great surprise to us and a good time by all.
Yeah, you know, it's always nice to have these kind of get-togethers too, because it brings the family, the friends out, and good company too. Now, Bill, we are actually in your backyard for this. You're Mike's father here. You've got a pretty nice backyard, and earlier we were talking a little bit about this contraption that you have. You made this, but what exactly is it?
Well, during the pandemic, I tried to entertain myself, so I thought, since these squirrels were around here, I would give him some corn on the cob. So I went ahead and had Chewy, my little squirrel. I said, Chewy, you got to get your friends down here and get on this wheel. And they'll come out early in the morning, they'll get on this wheel and they'll hang, and they'll devour most of this corn. And it's kind of a good entertainment for somebody that's looking for something to do during the day in his backyard.
Oh, well, we have enjoyed it. I know you showed me a couple of videos of that. You've also got a little putting green over there too. But Bill and Mike, thank you so much for letting us come out and talk. The company's been great, the conversation, lots of laughs, and the weather's been good. So thank you guys so much for that. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about the weather because, as I mentioned, it's been absolutely gorgeous out there. Let's take you live with our SkyTrack camera here this evening. Some of those fair weather cumulus clouds popping up behind that cold front that came through earlier today. Temperature-wise, our numbers in the upper 70s, low 80s, currently sitting in the low 80s right now in Rockford. Not quite as sticky as what it was earlier today, but ahead of that cold front. Cold front came through, did give us actually some heavier rainfall here in some spots. Satellite radar here shows, though, things are drying out. As far as those rainfall totals, what we recorded here at the airport, anywhere from 1/10 up to 2/10 of an inch of rain. But Bill's neighbor, Ron, over here said he had about 4/10 of an inch. So if you got underneath one of those heavier downpours, you know that you had quite a bit of rainfall come down. Regional satellite radar, you've got the cold front off to the northwest. That is our next chance for rain that'll come in when we look at futurecast here. That comes in after midnight. Could be some heavier downpours associated with that, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two. That'll carry us over into tomorrow morning. But by tomorrow afternoon, cold front will pass. Winds will shift back around to the northwest. Things will dry out. Drier air comes in too. Temperatures when you wake up but Friday morning actually could drop down into the 50s in some spots. That's great news. We've got the Stevenson County Fair that continues here for us, and then you've got the Lee County Fair that kicks off tomorrow. Couldn't ask for better fair weather. In fact, temperatures through the weekend in the low to mid 80s. We've got a plane flying overhead too. Enjoy the comfortable weather while you've got it, because things are going to warm up once we get into next week. In fact, we could see those temperatures climb back into the 90s, higher probability for above average temperatures going into next week. So down tonight, we're down to about 65 degrees. Quiet for this evening. Rain moves back in after midnight tomorrow, low 80s once we get rid of some of the morning cloud cover and rain showers too. Next 7 days, they look like this. We'll stay right around that 80-degree mark for Friday underneath a partly cloudy sky. A couple comfortable nights too with those overnight lows, guys, down into the 50s. Weekend, as I mentioned, looks great. Next chance for rain comes in, could be late Sunday, early next week. Kind of depends on where that warm front sets up. But Eric and Mimi, within a week's time, we could see that temperature climb back near that 90-degree mark. We knew we couldn't go into the month of August without some heat too. But as I mentioned, Bill has his green out here. So if you've got some golf plans here these next couple of mornings, should be pretty nice, with the exception of tomorrow. Eric and Mimi, back over to you.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
Last year at this time, Justin Fields was far and away the biggest story for the Bears as they opened training camp. This year, even with all the changes on the field and on the team, Fields is still the key to the season and to the franchise.
Fields is in camp, a year older and wiser, having gone through a bumpy rookie season. It's those bumps, though, that could make him a better quarterback this time around.
I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason, so who knows how I would have taken it if, I would have had a great game every game. Maybe I wouldn't have that hunger still, but I think just failure pushes me to even go harder. So
the Bears won only 2 of the 10 games Fields started last year, but he was probably doomed to fail, handcuffed by an offensive line that allowed a league-high 58 sacks, and some shoddy game planning by Matt Nagy. None of that sapped Fields' love for the game, though, or his determination to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
I just want to be great. At the end of the day, this is my life. This is, what I want to do for as long as I can. So
there are people around the NFL who aren't convinced yet that Fields is a future franchise quarterback. Maybe even Poles and Eberflus aren't convinced of that yet. Fields says he doesn't let any of that bother him.
I'm not really worried about showing the league anything. I'm just worried about winning games. So I'm not, trying to prove myself to anybody. I'm not trying to do this and that, take opinions into account. My job is to, win games.
The offensive line additions that the Bears made in free agency with Lucas Patrick, Michael Schofield, and Riley Rafe should help Fields. And at least for now, Fields seems to be clicking with the new coaching staff.
All the new coaches, they've been great. They're great teachers, so, just learning something new every day, just building on what we have already as our foundation is just going to, make us better as a team.
Our Reagan Holgate was at Hallis Hall today for the first practice. She'll bring us a full report tonight here at 10 and on Fox 39 at 9. The White Sox could not hold the 5-4 lead in Colorado today. The Rockies scored twice in the bottom of the ninth for a 6-5 Rockies win.
Well, we wrap up weather in your backyard. Pretty comfortable out there. The First Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Rain moves back in tonight, drying out though for the weekend.
Thanks, Candace. That looks great.
Thanks so much for being with us. Hope you have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Stay safe.